welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League. Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Washington Commanders and the Kansas City Chiefs, and it's coming up next.
Well, this 2024 season has been one to remember. Great games, great players, great finishes. And now, it all comes down to this. One game to decide it all. On this February night at Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, this is Super Bowl 59. Coming up, a battle here in the NFL playoffs. It's the two-time defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs and the champions of the NFC, the Washington Commanders. A champion set to be crowned tonight. It's Super Bowl 59. And off we go to a flash of lights here in New Orleans. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
He admitted to us the other day, Mike, that he's started to feel a little anxious as game day approached, and I think that's normal. Winning the NFC, that's one thing. But this is the type of stage that can take your legacy to a whole nother level if you're able to come out on top. But in order to make that happen, he's going to have to put those nerves behind him as soon as possible. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in an early hole because you just couldn't settle down. If he's able to remain calm, play his game, his team's going to have a great chance to end this night as world champs.
A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
Mike, I can't tell you how many corner routes I caught throughout my career, and there's really an art to it. At the top of the break, you have to give the quarterback what they call an indicator step. That's your cut where you set your angle, and then once that ball's out, go chase it down, and in this case, he's able to pick up the first down.
They face second down and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That one complete to Brown. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. Third and a yard, it's Daniels. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. First carry for the versatile Austin Eckler. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Yet another Alabama back in the league. This is Brian Robinson. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with Daniels. it away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds. And that's a good drive right out of the gate. They're able to make some plays, move the ball down the field. I know they didn't get a touchdown, but that is a good, positive result.
Points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
As much as you try to tell yourself, Mike, that this is just another game, the reality is, it just isn't. It doesn't matter if it's your first Super Bowl or your 10th. This is the game you've dreamt about playing in from the first time you put on pads all the way back in Pop Warner. You're bound to get emotional in some capacity, but you have to get that out of the way and get ready to do everything in your power to turn those childhood dreams of hosting the Lombardi into a reality. As long as this guy does his part, they're going to have a fighting chance to come out on top.
Second and 7. Man in motion is Brown. Mahomes looking to throw on second down. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Mahomes now on 3rd and 2. And that is incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And now it's 4th down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Commanders' offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. Oh, yeah. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And he'll have a Commander's 1st down as the tackle's made at the 35-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
They'll go play action here with Daniels. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Here's Robinson. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. Here's 3rd and 2. Third and 2. Here's Daniels. He'll get this one complete to Brown. 15 yards through the air. First down, Washington.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Play action. Here's Daniels. Now he'll run. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end. On the handoff, it's Robinson. And that is going nowhere fast. Disastrous play, a big loss.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
Now a shot downfield for Samuel. And he has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So the big play gets him down close. And now it's 1st and goal. And movement up front. And that's our first time tonight to check in with our referee. Now it is goal. The motion man here is McLaurin. And here comes Robinson on a toss to the right. He's going nowhere. Going to lose yardage on that play.
That was just a race to the edge, and in this case, Mike, he just wasn't the winner. I mean, at this point, when the defense is out there waiting for you, it's tough for any runner in this league to even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. On the option, here's Robinson. And room to operate as he takes it down to the 2. Last drive yielded 3. They'd like more. Let's see what happens on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Robinson. A dive, and he's in! Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Commanders are out to a 10-0 lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Chiefs' offense about ready to get going on their second possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming, getting started with 1st and 10. Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. To the right side, hauled in by Kelsey. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. That's into the hands of Worthy.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That is caught. He gets the hook up with Rice. They get 12 yards on that pass. Good for a Chiefs 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. It finds the hands of Marquise Brown. And he's out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, out inside the 20. First grab of the game for Brown. Good enough for a 1st down.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike, touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points. So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
So after one here in Super Bowl 59, it's the Commanders with the early lead. More from New Orleans after this. Now a 3rd and 2. Gray is the motion man here. On 3rd down, Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And he's going to have the Chiefs first down. He's brought down after a gain of 7 on 4th and 2.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. Now, whistles here. Looks like one of the defenders got a head start. So now, from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. Here's Pacheco. Good blocking, and he's in. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, KC.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Chiefs are on the board. It's 10-7. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Austin Eckler now to return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Daniels now going to look to throw. He finds the veteran Ertz. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. That's McLaurin open on the left side. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
They get 18 on that one. Good for a Commanders' first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They're running here with Robinson. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Off the zone read, Daniels gonna hang on to it. The yards are hard to come by there. We'll work it down to the 37-yard line.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
They'll run with Robinson, and that'll go for a gain of about 4. Nick Bolton, the linebacker, there for the stop. Field empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he will have the Commanders' 1st down. It was 3rd and 5, and they picked up 7.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
On the ground, it's Robinson. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Daniels. He's got it at about the 8, and he's going to be taken down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the 2nd-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
They'll run with Robinson. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Daniels going to keep this himself. And he will do it himself. He's in. Jaden Daniels. Touchdown, Commanders. The ability for the quarterback to run with it. Greg, great choice there as he gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, what makes the zone read so effective down near the goal line is it forces the defense to account for an extra player. In this case, it's the quarterback. And when he sees that end crash, he pulls it, and he's able to take it in himself.
Gay to add the PAT. His kick is good, and the Commanders will get out in front 17-7. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So, here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. To throw is Mahomes. That's going to be caught by Gray. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's a run with Hunt. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Here's Mahomes. That's over the middle, complete to Brown. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting to 3rd down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. And when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to 3rd and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
He was trying to get it to Xavier Worthy there, and it'll be 2nd down. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. Short pass taken in by Kelsey. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Man in motion is Brown. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
After the made field goal, Butker back on the field to send this one away. Here's Eckler on the return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Michael Dana brings him down. On second down, it's Daniels. That pass sideline is caught. Nice catch, stays in bounds, and he's got the first down. Terrific job with the feet to make that one a grab.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They run over center with Robinson. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to New Orleans and Super Bowl 59 after this. 2 first downs, and they're at the 46 now. It's 1st and 10. Looking middle, and he's got Brown. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
On first down, Daniels. Right back to Brown. He's got it again.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Daniels to throw on second down. He's going to keep it himself. And Daniels will have the first down as he's able to slide and avoid the contact.
And this is what you like to see if you're the head coach. Not only does your quarterback know exactly where that first down marker is, he's able to pick up the first down, but then get himself on the ground. He avoids the big hit and picks up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. Looking to Samuel on the out route.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. To throw is Daniels. Now they'll set up the screen to Eckler. And he's out of bounds at the 5, and they're in business. It is 1st and goal. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
Another one from the 5, 2nd down and goal. Throwing again, Daniels. He's got it at the 3. Hard running, close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short. The ball inches from the goal line. 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Robinson. He slams it in there, and he is in. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington. That his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. What a standout performance early on in this one. That his second rushing touchdown of the game.
And some backs, Mike, they just have a sense of finding the end zone and being able to finish off these runs. That's exactly what this guy has been able to do today, and we're just getting started.
Now Gay for the extra point. And the Commanders move out to a 24-10 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. A safe kick taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Chiefs offense going to take over just before the half. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. So we have reached halftime of Super Bowl 59 here in New Orleans. And for the final time this year, we send it to Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. And what a season this has been, and it is nearing a conclusion. You guys enjoy the show out there. We'll get it back out to you, too, in just a moment. It was a solid first half of football for the Alabama man, Brian Robinson. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Two quarters left in the NFL season as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now, a carry for Hunt. And that's going to be a Chiefs first down. Good running. Gets him to about the 44.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
On the ground, this is Hunt. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Mahomes. Open man right side is Kelsey. 12 yards on that hookup. First down, KC.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. A short one caught by Kelsey. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
They put Kelsey in motion. They'll try and run it here with Pacheco. The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. Now Mahomes. That is incomplete. They took a chance throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down, but this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson, and he'll get about 5. Here's a toss left side for Robinson. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
On 4th down, the Commanders going to send out their veteran Tress Way to punt. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Chiefs offense ready for this next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Second down and 8. They put Kelsey in motion. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. They put Kelsey in motion. On 3rd down, Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Travis Kelsey, the intended target. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Commanders' offense getting set to get back to work. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Here's Robinson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Throwing on 2nd down, Daniels. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Here's 3rd and 7. Throwing is Daniels. Rush comes, they're setting up the screen, and he's gonna get there. He got the 1st down, not by a whole lot, but that'll keep this drive rolling.
The best time to call a screen is when the defense is anticipating pass. Allow that defensive front to rush the passer. Just get through the offensive line enough before you drop it to your back. Get out behind those big offensive linemen and pick up the 1st down.
Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
3rd and 5. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. This team's offense ready to get back at it. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Mahomes going to fire quickly to Worthy. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. Trying to shove his way forward, but brought down after a gain of a yard. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And the Chiefs will punt the ball away. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Daniels. He's going to run it.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short gain.
Here's a 2nd and 9. They'll throw with Daniels. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up 1st and 2nd down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking everybody.
Terry McLaurin, the intended target on that one. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think. Here we are in the second half, and that's only his 2nd incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something to disrupt his timing and finally try to get him out of this groove.
Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. So now, this team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. A quick throw going to be caught by Worthy. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
3rd down, 3 to go. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man. That's caught by Brown. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. A handoff to Pacheco. He'll work forward for a couple. The veteran Bobby Wagner in there on the stop. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. One quarter remains here in Super Bowl 59. EA Sports back for the 4th from SoFi after this. Mahomes now on 2nd down. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Off the play fake, here's Mahomes. He's got his tight end, it's Kelsey. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
On the carry, it's Pacheco. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. They put Kelsey in motion. On 2nd down, Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Worthy. And they'll pick up the 1st down, a gain of about 4.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
On the handoff, this is Pacheco. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. Taking off.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a 1st down.
This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. He pulls it in around the 5. And he will score! Game on! Juju Smith-Schuster. Touchdown, Kansas City. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Butker now for the point after. He knocks it through. And the Chiefs back within 7. It's 24-17. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
On first down, right back to Robinson. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. A quick slant on the money to McClure. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
He gets it to Samuel, left side. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, Commanders. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Gay to add the PAT. The kick is good. And the Commanders will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36. They put Kelsey in motion. First down throw, Mahomes. That's going to be caught by Gray. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Off the bootleg, it's Mahomes. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
That's complete. Who else? It's Kelsey.
Critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Here's 1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. Throwing again, it's Mahomes. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They put Kelsey in motion. Right back to the air for Mahomes. That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
This offense and their wide receiver heading back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. A give, and here comes Robinson. And he'll get this very close to a 1st down. A nice run there. He'll just end up a little bit short.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
On the zone read, here's Daniels. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
This defense has had their share of troubles trying to contain this quarterback today, Mike. This time they go to the zone read, the defender goes after the running back, and the quarterback pulls it, keeps it himself, and has a huge gain for a 1st down.
They run over center with Robinson. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
Daniels to throw on 2nd down. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free and gains nothing. Here's a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. Right side, hauled in by Samuel. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a 1st down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. On the give, it's Robinson. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. The tight end Ertz in motion. They'll go again with Robinson. And nowhere to go on that one. They lifted him up and threw him down behind the line. Two minutes to play in Super Bowl. We're back to write a finish to the season after this. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. He'll carry this one inside the 20, into the red zone. Give him 8 on that carry. They only need a yard. And it's 4th down. Daniel's going to keep this himself. And it's going to be a Commander's 1st down. Boy, that was a tough couple of yards to pick up, but they convert on 4th and 1. On the handoff, it's Robinson. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Another run here for Robinson. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he will score again. Brian Robinson. Touchdown, Washington. With that, he ties the Super Bowl record, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And making a hat trick, that is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. A big reason his team is on top.
And so far, Mike, this run game has been the difference, and we're going to see in the 2nd half. Now, can they protect this lead? Because, Mike, that's where a run game has its most value, and so far, this guy's been incredible.
Now Gay for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Commanders are going to extend their lead. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. On the return, here's Isaiah Pacheco. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. A 1st down throw for Mahomes. To the right side, hauled in by Kelsey.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
2nd down and 3. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
They put Kelsey in motion. On 3rd down, Mahomes. A short one caught by Kelsey. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a 1st down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The pass protection's been a little bit shaky at times, and that was the case there. And even though they're not going to go down for allowing a sack, it was allowing the pressure that ultimately prevented that pass from being completed.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To the air once more. It's Mahomes. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. Mahomes now to throw again. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
So that one's going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. And the Commanders have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. So this, a well-deserved celebration down on the field. You know, Greg, it wasn't totally mistake-free, but about as solid a performance as you could hope to have on the big stage in the big game.
And to think about all the people that had their hand in this, Mike, of course we see on the field the players. Their ability to perform at such a high level goes without say. But then you think of the group around them, the coaching staff, their ability to game plan. and then the front office and the GM who put this roster together. Those are the efforts of a lot of people that went into this Super Bowl victory.